Hi everyone, welcome back and welcome to Winter Wednesdays. Today we're using the jumbo tags to make a booklet to store our ephemera from the kit, or if you're not using the kit, just whatever ephemera you would like to put in here. This is my first one, bit of a prototype. I'm going to do a second one with you on camera and show you how I made it. So let's get started. So for this booklet, I used one of the double tags like this, and what I did, I just cut around it. On this one, because I'd only printed on copy paper, what I actually did is stuck the tag onto card, let it dry, and then stuck some backing paper onto the back of the card. So this is 3 layers. This is nice and strong. This one I printed double-sided straight onto the card. Now it's not as thick. It's going to work, but it's not quite as thick. So it's up to you to kind of assess what you want and what you want to use. But I printed mine double-sided onto card. Then what I did was put it onto my scoreboard and just put the middle into the groove on a whole number, just because it's easy for me to work out. So we'll just say 6. And what I did was then go 1/8 either side to make a tiny little spine. Okay, and then it folds like that. So that's what I did on the first booklet. Sorry, with the first 2 tags. I then cut out a 3rd tag and backed it, because that's going to go here to create like a fold like that. Okay, so what I had to do with this tag was cut it down, because when I folded it in, I don't want it touching this spine here, because it's going to get in the way. So if you decide that you would like a 3rd tag as well to put on the end of here, you'll need to just cut it down so that it fits nicely into this side of the double booklet, so that when you flick it, it fits, and it fits nicely. Now I probably cut it a little bit too short on there. This one is a little bit closer to the spine, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect how it works. So that's the first thing that we need to do. So first thing, if you're wanting to make one of these, choose a double jumbo tag sheet, whichever one you like. Make a bit of a score to create a little bit of a spine. Then cut just half of another one and join it onto the end. Cut it so it fits, and then we're going to join it onto the end. Now to join it, we are going to just use a little bit of washi tape. What we need to do is put it next to each other, leaving a little bit of a gap, because that will allow it to fold. I'm going to get some washi tape. I've just chosen quite a neutral washi tape. I didn't want anything too Christmassy or anything that was going to be too obvious. Stick that down there. Yeah, you can glue it if you want to. I probably should have glued it, but it's too late now. It's on. You can burnish it if you want to. That will help it stay in place. And turn it over. And do exactly the same on this side. Burnish that down. Cut off any excess that you might have. Okay. And there, that would flip then nicely in like that, and that goes like that. So this is the first part of constructing your base, and now we'll have a look at how I did the pockets. So there are several ways that you can go about making your pockets, and there are various things that you can use to make your pockets. On this original one, I used, you know, on when I was doing the photo pockets and I was using those self-laminating cards, I've used the non-sticky bit of that for these pockets because they're lovely and strong and they're very see-through and it's easy to see what's inside. However, some people don't have that, and because it's expensive, if I'm not going to be using the sticky side, I'm going to be wasting all the front bit and be left with loads of sticky bit. What, you know, and what can I do with that? So I've decided for this one, I'm going to use a laminating sheet. Now, my laminating sheets are quite thin and flimsy. You might have thicker ones. Mine aren't. So what I decided to do, and I'll put this in the centre because this is the one that I'll show you on. What I did was I cut a piece of the laminating sheet widthway to the size I needed, and I made it longer so that I could fold it up and double the strength. And then what I did, I've done it on these two already, is I put double-sided tape around the 4 edges, and they're going to stick down like that. Now you can see the tape a little bit. I'll probably move it up to the camera. You can see it a little bit, but you can't see it a lot. And to be honest, you kind of have to be looking for it. So if you don't want to use tape, you could use glue. That's up to you. I used this tape here. I don't know why it's got that on. It's a really tiny tape. It's really thin. It must only be a couple of millimetres in width. And this works really well because it allows me to just get a tiny bit of tape around the edges. It's not so important when I'm just doubling up, but it helps for when you're making pockets. So, you know, the thinner the tape, the more room you've got in your pocket. So I'll do it on here to show you. So first of all, when you fold, really give it a good fold. Laminating sheets don't like to be folded and they'll just flick back. So make sure you kind of really burnish that down. And then I'm going to get my tape, and what I did was I just went around each side. Let's get some small scissors. Oh, I don't need scissors actually, it rips, doesn't it? Went around each side as close as I could to the edge, just with this tape. Okay, and this rips off really easy. I do find it a little bit awkward to work with just because it's so thin. But it does actually rip really easy, so you don't need your scissors. Okay, that off. We'll just do the last bit. Like this. Okay, so I've got the tape now on those 4 sides. I just like to push it down so I know it's stuck well. It just helps in getting the backing tape off. So then all we're going to do is remove that. Come on. This one doesn't want to come. There we go. So take all your tape off and then just fold it back in half carefully so that your edges meet. and press it down, like stretch it out so that you're not getting any wrinkles or bubbles, or so that you're not getting one of the sheets rising. Okay, and that's how I have been going about doing pockets with my thinner laminating sheets. So as I say, once that's done, you've got a double sheet there, so you've got double strength, and all I'm going to do then is put some tape down 3 sides on each of these, and then that will be our pockets made. So I'll do this one just to show you, then I'll do the other 2 off camera. So we're going to put it on exactly the same. Now on this one I'm going to try really carefully, because this is where we want it to get close to the edge as possible, because that will leave us as much room in the pocket as possible. Okay, so I'm going to do that edge. I'm going to do this edge. And I'm going to do this other edge. Like that. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit. Actually, I'll do it once I've taken the cover off. So that's that done. So we can take the backing off. And I'm just going to fill in a little space. I had a space somewhere. Can't see where it is now. Oh, maybe not. Right, so we've got our tape off. And then all we have to do is stick it into place on those 3 edges. Like that. Give it a good press down. Now it's not as see-through as that other stuff that I was using, but you can still see it through it a little bit. And if you don't have anything see-through at all, just use some card or some paper. It doesn't need to be see-through, because your things are gonna like pop up out the top anyway. So it doesn't necessarily have to be see-through. It just makes it easier if it is, but it doesn't need to be. So what we would do with this pocket then is put, I don't know what, maybe these pictures here. Okay, we'd put some of our ephemera there ready to go, and that's it done. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these 2 pockets down off camera, and then I'll get back with you. So all the pockets are nice and stuck in now. I went ahead as well and just put a small one at the bottom here for some of the smaller bits of ephemera. So now we can just start filling it. So I've got these little cuties that we can put in there, and a couple of snowflakes. Like that. So they could go in there. Flip it over, and perhaps we can have other people fit in there. Yeah, these upside down. Let's turn them the right way. So we can have the people in there, maybe. There's plenty of room. And then let's put these other tags in here. Yeah, so there you go. That's just a little quick project that you might want to do with the kit. I just wanted to give you an idea of how the jumbo tags could be used. And it's just handy. I find having things like this handy because I find it quite annoying if you've got fussy cuts and you've cut a few out. The paper starts getting a bit, it starts folding and bending, and it just gets awkward to kind of try and get in your pile of papers and things. I don't know if you find the same, but I do. So I just thought it would be handy to have everything in one place. Now obviously you can decorate this up as much as possible, if you know, as much as you want. I don't feel on these pages it particularly needs it because they're decorated anyway. You could decorate the inside up if you wanted to. Now this one has already got a photo on it, so I feel really I could perhaps just put a label or something on and that would be done. This one was plainer. I used the tag which has this background paper, and I also put, this isn't a background paper, this is on one of the collage sheets, but I used it as a backing for one of the tags. I think it looks gorgeous. I love that. And I did a little bit of tiny decorating here because this was my first go at making this, and I had a few rips and tears where I was putting things in and out. So because I've done it there, I'm probably likely to go back and decorate, you know, decorate the rest up. I think putting something on the pocket perhaps is quite nice. I've put a little snowflake there. So there's many options. I've put this little skiing lady on the front, and I've attached her with this foam tape, which I completely forgot I had. I used to use it a lot when I was scrapbooking, and it's a little bit thicker and it makes it stand up from the page, just to make it a bit more of a feature. And also if I decide to put any die cuts or anything behind, I can do that because there's room. So as I say, I've decorated this one up a little bit. This one you can decorate if you want, it's entirely up to you. And yeah, it's just a fun little booklet, a quickish project that won't take you too long. My only suggestion would be to either double back or do it on quite thick card. I don't feel this card is quite thick enough. You know, it'll do its job, but I can already tell that it's kind of starting to get a bit weak being folded in and out. So that's the only thing that I would say, is to either use a thicker card or back your card, your thinner card or your copy paper onto something just to strengthen it. But yeah, other than that, just have fun with it. Obviously you don't have to use this kit at all. Use any papers that you've got at home that you want to try it out with. I do just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has purchased this kit or who has purchased any kit in my shop. I appreciate it so much, and I hope you're enjoying using the images in the kits. Thank you so much. It's a massive help and I really appreciate it. So that's it from me today for Winter Wednesdays. I hope you like this little project. Again, it's just a quick little idea that I thought we could do together and just give you one way of using up these jumbo tags. I mean, you could make this into a notebook. There's all types of things that you can do. This is just one way. Do let me know if you have a go or if you end up making one of these. I'd love to know. Let me know how it turned out. Thanks again for all of your support. Thank you again for all of my subscribers. I've had lots of subscribers in a short amount of time, so that's really appreciated as well. I have a community page where I could be communicating with you a little bit more now about when videos are going up, this, that and the other, perhaps giving you a little sneak peek of what I'm making. So be sure to keep your eye out for that. So once again, that's it from me. Happy Winter Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.